Hello there. So in my last video, I was working on a console system that I've been programming in Unity, and I've added several commands and things like that, and I'm going to go over all the commands again and show a new waking up animation that I've made for the player. Excuse me. So let's get started. I've added some silly commands to it and some other stuff that's kind of funny. So we wake up. Now we're playing the game. That door is closed. So we go up here. This area is going to be leading to a another set of rooms and hallways and things. And you're going to need to use the console to get up there, and I'll show you how. Press this button to open the door. Press this button to open that door. Got chairs, physics, all that fun stuff. Now, excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. Okay. So with this console system, if you haven't seen my last video, I've programmed it so that you can type into this console on the object by using a render target with a GUI and a camera outside of this world. So what we're going to do, it has some basic commands such as door close, and that door over there closes. Door.open. You know, it pops up little messages every time you do something. We can do lights.off. It'll turn off those lights over there. Lights.on, same thing. Next, we have so we have a command that can clear the console. That if you have tons and tons of things in there, because eventually it'll get so filled up that when you try to scroll, it's just ridiculous, and there's just thousands of lines. So what you'd want to do is I've made this command where you type console.clear, and it clears it. You see a little message screen cleared successfully. Now, here's some of the funnier things I've done. So if we do objects1.stack, those chairs over there we'll try to stack. I've only selected a few of them, but yeah, so that's what they'll do, and I'll explain in a few moments how this all works with the commands. Next, we're going to have what was it? If you've ever watched Saturday Night Live, this will make sense. Threw it on the ground. That's one of my favorite SNL skits, Saturday Night Live. So that happens. Then we've got so this next one is pretty funny because I was talking with a friend when I drew this picture, and well, he had a good idea that I should put this in here. If we type in, Duckman Galaxy on, prepare for this. Yeah, I'm gonna add sound to it, but I just had this. He had this idea that I should make this massive thing, and I ended up programming it. So I got it in here, and it looks it's really funny, really stupid, but it's pretty funny, I think. You got flames, you got your spotlights and colors, and dancing probably. We've already had some explosions, so that fits in very well. And then you can do the same thing but off, and it'll go away. There you go. So like I said earlier, from that room that you're going to be able to go into later, here's something that will help with that. If you type in jump power, and then equals, and then give it a number, and it can be a decimal value, 7 point something. So I'm going to set it to 10.8. Jump augmentation successful. Jump power changed to 10.8. So now my jump is a lot higher. If I want to do something crazy, I could do jump power equals 50, and then I just, yeah, that happens. Another one we could do is speed equals, let's say, 15. Yeah, now I'm like really fast. Oh, I meant to change that jump back, I didn't. So, let's do jump power equals, I think my default was 7. Yeah, that should be default. Then speed I'll do equals on those 8. So that's my speed. So how this all works. Basically, when it comes to this, what you do is you're going to, when you press enter on this console here, it will it'll send a message saying that it'll send a raycast to this object, and it has this object here, this little stand thing. It has a script on it that holds all the variables for the strings and the commands and all of those things. And what it'll do is I've set up public variables to reference everything in all of the GUI, or in the canvas and the the scroll bars and all that stuff in the script that's on this object. So when I send a ray trace to it from my camera, I've set it to input mode and all that and all those things, and you can start typing it. And with the render target, or with the render texture, I mean, whatever you type and whatever is displayed with the text and changed will display on this surface material. And so that's how that works. And it came together working pretty well. I'm quite happy with it. So these are the commands you can use. And then one last little thing. If you if, like, for instance, when you set up these consoles, when you're setting up the public variables, I made it so that if you haven't attached an object, like let's say this can control lifts. So if you were to type lift dot raise, but I haven't attached any to this yet, it'll say that. If you type in, again, door dot close, it knows there's a door, so it'll close it. And then so it'll give you that error if you don't, connect anything. And you can connect anything to the console by dragging it into the variable slots. And I made a variable slot for like lifts, lights, doors, several other things, just public variables, so you can drag and drop objects into them for this to connect to. And then the code that that happens every time you type a command, that's all handled and does all the does all the code for the doors and everything kind of behind it, so that you don't have to worry about it. And I'm thinking about releasing this thing, some of these scripts, because they could be quite handy. So that is my console system, and that is how that all works. Thank you for watching.